everyone. Starting a little bit early today because I got my Facebook Live stuff organised for a change, so welcome. Today's topic is all about how to protect yourself from being energetically and emotionally drained by other people. So we all pretty much have someone or even a group of people in our lives who every time we spend time with them, and we might love spending time with them, we end up feeling emotionally drained and energetically exhausted. So that was my topic for today. Of course, one of the things that you can do about this is have some Reiki. So I will talk about that at the end if you would like to make an appointment. But there are lots of things that you can do for yourself as well. So what is it that happens? So this kind of follows on quite nicely from my topic a few weeks ago about physical environment and how that's really important for your well-being. So the same as being in a particular place may be emotionally and energetically tiring for you or feel very negative to you, then being around certain people can be that way. And it's a very individual thing. So it's not like a particular space may make everybody feel exhausted, or a particular person or group of people makes everybody feel exhausted. It's an individual thing. Now, I do just want to make clear right from the start that I'm not talking here about being an introvert and being exhausted because you have had to spend time with a person or group of people, and the way that you actually recharge your batteries is to be by yourself as an introvert. I certainly have personal experience of this, so that is not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about, regardless of your personality type, that being around a person or group of people is exhausting for you. Okay, so the problem with this happening on a regular basis for you is that overall it depletes your energy. And when we are in an energetically depleted state, this means that we have a lot less resources available to us, to our body, to all energetic levels of our being to deal with other stresses. So that can be any kind of stress in your life. So it might be a work stress, might be a financial stress, might be an actual stress of dealing with, a grumpy teenager or an elderly parent. Could be absolutely anything, or it could be actually a toxic stress. So breathing in pollution, eating crappy food, any of those things are stresses on us, and there are so many around. And if we are energetically depleted and emotionally exhausted because we're hanging around with people who do that to us, then that means that you have less ability to fight off or deal with those stresses, and therefore fight off illness. So if you are chronically in a state of stress, you're going to become ill. There's really no two ways about it. So all illness as well has an emotional or a metaphysical cause behind it. So what we are talking about here are things, so some good common examples that people can relate to are sinus problems. So that is, the metaphysical cause of that is actually annoyance with a particular person usually. The common cold, metaphysical cause of that is basically needing to stop running yourself down. It literally is being emotionally depleted completely, and you'll get a cold. Headaches, putting too much pressure on yourself. So there's some good common examples. There's lots and lots of them. If you want to know any more about any of that, then please get in touch with me. So basically, the point is, if we are emotionally, energetically depleted and exhausted, we can't fight off illness, and it's going to cause you ongoing, potentially chronic problems with your well-being. So we certainly don't want that, do we? Okay, so what I want to talk about, the important bit here, is what can you do about it? What protection can you give to yourself to be able to get you through these situations? Because a lot of the time, it's not that we don't enjoy spending time with these people or we don't love them, but at the end result for us, the way we end up feeling is not a positive one. So it's often the case that this is not someone that you want to have out of your life, but you just need some resources to be able to deal with the situation a bit better and protect yourself. However, the first point that I would bring up is, do you definitely want this person in your life? Is that someone you want to have as part of your tribe? You are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if they are all energetically depleting people, or at least the majority of them are, then you are not going to be in a good state of well-being, and probably an emotionally balanced person either. So that is something to consider. So if, assuming that you do want to still have those people or person in your life, then you need to potentially put some boundaries in place. Do you need to say to them or make the decision for yourself, well, no, I'm not going to answer my phone at 10 p.m. when you just want to call me because you've had your latest fight with your boyfriend? Or topics of conversation, put some boundaries around that. Well, no, actually, I'm going to bring up my stuff today instead of us talking about you all over again. So just some things to keep in mind. Okay, so second thing is there are lots of little tools that you can use to protect yourself. So the first one I want to talk about is crystals. Crystals are very often talked about in terms of having protective qualities. I am not a crystal expert. I do really like the concept of them and I do use them a bit myself, but I'm not an expert in them. So I would say definitely get some expert advice, because the particular crystal that's going to be right for you in this particular moment in time will be different than it may be for someone else, and even for you at different points in time. So the ones that are often mentioned in terms of having protective qualities are black tourmaline and the quartzes, but please get some professional advice from somebody who knows their crystals about that. Second one that I would mention is essential oils. So that is something that I can speak with a little bit of authority about. So essential oils, again, it's going to depend on the exact situation as to which one I would recommend for you and what your underlying emotion is, because essential oils work on all our energetic levels and will help you to be balanced in your emotions. So if your underlying emotion is, for example, anger, then I would be suggesting that you perhaps use something really soothing and calming like lavender or the doTERRA blend Forgive. If you are feeling unimportant, worthless, then you might want to try something really motivating like peppermint, or there's a doTERRA blend again called Motivate. If you're feeling sad, then citrus is your go-to. Any of the citruses, lemon, wild orange, are going to be really uplifting for you. If you are feeling generally just ungrounded, really, or out of your head, then something really grounding to bring you back to earth will be something like cedarwood, or there again is a doTERRA blend called Balance that I would recommend for that. And if you're just reaching for an oil after the situation, so when you've had this interaction with somebody emotionally draining, then clearing oils, the best one ever is our good old Australian tea tree. And then again, doTERRA have a blend called Purify that I love as well for clearing emotion, for clearing the environment around you. They're the ones that I would recommend that you use. And if you just in general feel overall exhausted, then again, I'd just go back to peppermint or any of the citruses for some uplifting, energetic buzz. Okay, so next thing, very important and very easy to do, is to talk about your central meridians. So our meridians are energy channels that carry energy throughout our body, just like our blood system and our lymphatic system carry physical substances through our body. So the meridians are exactly the same, except that we can't see them. The one that I want to talk about today is the central meridian. So this is the central vessel of energy for the brain and is really, really critical in dealing with overwhelm, including being overwhelmed by other people and their energies. So you can run, it's called running your central meridian, to give yourself some protection. And I'd really recommend that you do this before you're going into the situation where you're going to be around this person or people. So I'm just going to stand up to show you where you would do that. So the central meridian goes from your pubic bone up to just under your bottom lip. So what you would do is you would actually run that meridian 3 times. So just hand up, and then make sure you take it out so you're not running the meridian backwards on the way down. Up again and out, and up again and out. And that will give you a great level of energetic protection before you have your interaction with your emotionally exhausting friend. So needing to wrap this up. So other things that I wanted to talk about were washing. Seems really logical and like we're talking about physical stuff, but actually using water to cleanse emotional things and energetic systems is fantastic as well. So at least go and wash your hands after you've had one of those interactions, or even better, have a shower, and just really visualizing, thinking to yourself about that negative energy being washed off you. The other thing with regards to water is grounding yourself. So walking in water, if you can walk along the sea, if you can walk on some damp grass, then you're going to reconnect with the earth and again get those negative ions from the earth that are available to balance out all the positive ions that are on your body, and especially are going to cause illness and stress if they're not dealt with. And then, of course, last but not least, energetic body work is going to be fantastic to help you deal with this. So Reiki is one of the tools that I use, and other things that you could consider are kinesiology, even massage, to help you get through these kinds of situations. If you would like to book a session with me for a wellbeing assessment and energetic balance, then I will put a link below to allow you to do that. If you have any questions, then please get in contact. This is another topic that is something that comes up a lot in my sessions with clients, which is where I get most of my topics from. So if you would like me to cover something, then please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic afternoon and be well. Bye.